Trotro people know they won't agree plus we. Driver they overcharge. Mate they fight plus we. Then they split one journey into 3. My guy, living in Accra alone is stress. It is work. It's supposed to be a 9 to 5 job if you have to live in Accra. Tell me why, if it's not rent that is killing you, it is food or cost of living. If it is not that, it is transportation. 2026 started and in my mind, oh, they start on a cool note. Then all transportation issue starts. Guy, why? If you've not heard, or if you are like a DB or something where they use Trotro on a regular, yeah, you're on a safe zone. But we, the masses, we the 99 others, we are suffering. In case you do not know, we are going through a lot here in Accra. Because the Trotro people know they won't agree plus we. Driver they overcharge. Mate they fight plus we. Then they split one journey into 3. Today, I woke up at 5:30. My mind be say I will get to work before 8. I got to my junction 6 o'clock on the dot. Stood there till 7:30 before I got a car. All the Trotro that were coming had split the journeys into 3. So they will take from one point to the other, charge. Another point to the other, charge. Another point to your main destination, then charge. Charlie, it's too much. I heard the vice president speaking on this. I think I've heard a lot of leaders also speak on the whole overpricing of Trotro and all that scarcity of vehicles to even move people and the whole traffic issue. But we've not seen any action. We've not seen any change after the conversation. Nothing has happened so far. And it's worrying because me in my head, oh, the leaders have spoken. So we'll see some change. GPRT will do something about it. TTU and all those transport organizations will do something about it. But still, it has even worsened because now if you don't go pick a day there, that'll be the mentality the Trotro people have in their mind. If you not sit in the car, another person will sit. And they intentionally do that at rush hours. In the morning and the evening when we close. We need a lasting solution for this. If I don't know, there are a lot of ways that we can explore. For one would be maybe the railway, making it work. If that one is too far-fetched, then we would have to fix the railways itself that people have actually cut and sold for scraps, and it will take a lot of money from our pocket. We can actually explore the Metro Mass buses and all that, because some years ago it used to work and it was very effective. I see one or two out there that is still working, but it's not enough to carry the number of people that are in Accra alone. I saw the Deputy Minister for Transport, Madame Dorcas Afote, in Egypt. I think a few months ago. I saw the video on her page where she was on tour in Egypt, inspecting some buses, and I hear it's up to 300 that they are going to bring to the country to ease vehicular traffic and ease the human traffic and also bring down the whole cost of transportation in the country. It's a good initiative, I won't lie. I loved that when I saw the video. Kudos to Madam. Please, when is it coming? When is it actually coming? Also, is this going to be excess cost on the country? Because we've had such buses before. Where are they? Where are the old buses? That actually answers my question, because I saw another video on hot issues. The Deputy Managing Director for Metro Mass Transit, the Limited, Honorable Aruna Pauredu, said that some 313 buses in 2020 were sold. How much did they sell the buses for? 2,500 Ghana cedis each. One bus, one bus, 2,500 Ghana cedis. And he says it was sold because it was deemed unserviceable. So at what cost? Cost of maintenance. At what cost did it become unserviceable to the extent that you have to sell one bus for 2,500 Ghana cedis? Who did you sell it to in the first place? Where are the buses? Who did you sell the buses to? Who bought these buses? Who? Because 2,500, that rim cry saying. Not 4 ties. Charlie. Hey, this country, I just hope for, sometimes you just pray for them. You do, hey Ghana, you do, You do a Ghana, you do and you just pray. Because it's serious. I won't lie. Jokes aside, see, it's killing us in a way. You wake up with enough energy to come to work. You are all hyped up. Then you go stress yourself from your house to the work. By the time you get to work, then you are too stressed to even work. By the time you get to work, then you are too stressed to even cause looking for, you have to fight your way. Today, videos are there. People are rushing to this. This is the clear indication that if the doors are open, then you can't go to, you go through the windows, because that was what some people were doing. That was what people were doing just to get to work. Then you sit in traffic again for 30 minutes, 1 hour. By the time you get to work, then you are stressed. Then they won't mean you just do half work. Or anybody that will say something small that does not even need triggering, you get triggered. And you start to flare up. All these things, please. The transport minister that has gone to inspect the buses, I just hope the buses come early to just ease this whole stress that we are going through, please. So, Charlie, this be what they happen for the streets of Accra. Boys, they go through them. Aside food and rent and relationship issue, now transport start is stress-free. My name is King Kweku Mensah. Make sure you follow us on social media, 3Xtra on all platforms, YouTube especially, because we have more content 2026 to give you. All the Juice Day 3Xtra, you understand? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you are sharing it to your friends as well. And tell me in the comment section, how much does it cost you now to move from your house to workplace and move from the workplace back to your home? And how long does it take, the journey take? Let me know in the comment section. I'll catch you in another episode, Charlie.